And we're live. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is Awful Goodness, episode number 38. Blue and yellow are the current colors of globalism. And if you're falling for it, you're a fucking retard. I am your host, Midnight in Exile. And with me tonight is my co-host, by Canales.
Hola. Did you say Canales?
Yeah.
I prefer Canales.
I did it on purpose.
Oh.
Every time I do that, I think if there's an old Saturday Night Live sketch with Alec Baldwin, enough, where he's a physician and he keeps talking about the patient's anal canal.
Well, anything with Alec Baldwin is cool while he doesn't shoot anyone.
He used to be a funny dude, man.
I actually like Alec Baldwin. I like a bunch of his movies, like Beetlejuice and what's that one? Set in New Orleans in the 90s. It's like a thriller. Prisoners of Heaven, I think.
I don't know that I've ever seen that.
Well, it's a pretty good. It's a neo-noir movie with Alec Baldwin playing an ex-cop trying to rescue his adoptive daughter from like I don't know, some kind of drug dealer shit thing. I can't remember the exact plot, but it's pretty good.
Glenn Ross will never not be in my top 10, if not top 5, maybe even top 3 movies. Like it's that movie is it's a piece of cinematic perfection.
I think we're both fans of what's his name,
Mamet.
Yeah, David Mamet. I really like David Mamet.
Yeah, David Mamet's thing is that he's brutally honest.
Mm-hmm. I like his recurring theme of the lone guy who's trying to do the right thing against a corrupt system.
Sound familiar?
Doesn't it?
It sucks being that guy, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's not as fun as it puts it in the movies.
Especially when you're trying to do it without a fucking budget. You know, I watched Count Dankula today. He put out a video about this king of chavs who won a 10 million pound, so that's like $25 million lottery at 19. And proceeded to develop a $2,000 a day cocaine habit and bought a couple of mansions, one of which he turned into his chav party central. Which begs the question, Canales, what would you do with 25 million US dollars?
That is a pretty good question. First of all, I would buy a dwelling place away from any possible nuclear fallout. I think Martha's Vineyard is oddly protected from any possible fallout. Did you know that?
Everyone there is a global homo faggot. That place needs to be the first place to get hit.
I think that's the reason why they all gather there. Because they know
you might be right.
Actually,
I have family on Martha's
Vineyard. It actually looks like a lovely place. I mean, it's Jaws was shot there, and I always, thought that it looked like a great vacation destination.
I used to visit every year or two when I was a kid. And what do I remember about it? Plenty of seafood, scallops, lobsters, all that good shit. I ate lots of that. It stopped by the time I was 10 because I moved further away. I don't know. I didn't realize it was rich people town, I guess. I didn't realize it was rich people town.
It always, I mean, at least in Jaws, it always looked like it's some kind of working class island thing, like fishermen and miners and whatnot.
That's the family that I have. There is like extended, like double extended family. And they're all working class that just like as that place blew up, their land that they owned got more valuable and the businesses that they had made more money. I haven't talked to any of these people in like 30 years. So I have no idea what they're doing. But I imagine they're all just kind of milking the rich people, I guess. I don't know what the fuck they're doing.
Well, hey, if it works for them, I have no problem with it. Hopefully, they're not taking part in any sort of like global homo Moloch adoration rituals or shit like that.
I mean, they probably are. They probably are. It's just like the Ukraine thing, man. Social media tells you it's good, and you do it without fucking thinking about what's going on.
Yeah, that's a pretty fucking scary thought.
But you know why you?
Sorry, I was trying to grab something to up. I have something that I want to play, but I don't know if I want to play it until Jez is here because we watched Cheech and Chong's next movie the other night,
Yeah, she told me.
which I hadn't watched that movie in a long time. That's a good movie.
I haven't watched any Cheech and Chong movie ever. I don't know if you know that.
Are you fucking kidding? Oh, Canales.
No, I am not. I'm Spanish. They were never a thing here in Spain. I mean, the A-Team was a thing. Porky's was a thing. The Cannonball Run. The Cannonball Run was fucking huge here, but not the Cheech and Chong movies. I don't know why.
I loved Cheech and Chong so fucking much before I was 10, and maybe this sheds a little light on how much different I was than other kids because I didn't realize doing Cheech and Chong comedy routines at like 7 was inappropriate. That like I watch those movies now and I'm like, oh my god, I did that joke 1,000 times to adults and they were probably mortified by it. My dad thought it was funny though.
Well, hey, something, I guess.
Of all the conflict I grew up with my father, the thing that we never one of the things that two things we never conflicted about: movies and politics.
I think that's the basis of a really like real healthy relationship. If you can agree on those two things, everything is workable.
I mean, his attitude for movies was like, movies aren't real, so they're not going to hurt anybody. So if you want to watch a movie, watch it.
There you go, Papa Midnight.
Not bad, right? I mean, that's a. You would think that's a pretty easy conclusion to come to, but apparently nobody comes to that.
No, yeah, that's a 1980s, 1990s philosophy. Like,
yeah,
movies turn people bad. Are you retarded? No, that concept has become mainstream.
I mean, I even remember like there would be times we'd be watching a movie and I don't, whatever the movie is, he'd be like, that this shit isn't real, right? And I'd be like, yeah. He'd be like, all right, that's like a person with a costume on and that's not real blood. Yeah, Dad, I know that's real. You told me that since I was 2 years old. All right, cool. Just making sure.
Hey, that's parenting done right, if you ask me.
I would honestly, if my options was a helicopter parent that would not let me experience that stuff on my own terms and a crazy drunk who did, I'll take the crazy drunk who did.
I think I'd probably do too.
So Joe Biden did his State of the Union address.
Oh god, yes.
What do you think? Did you watch any of it?
I actually watched the abridged version that I probably Memology 101 uploaded, and I don't know, man. I just took a huge deal of Schadenfreude thinking of all the Antifa and BLM guys that have been betrayed, like like just straight up thrown under the bus. No, we have to defund. We have to fund the police. Fund them. We need to secure our border, strengthen our immigration laws. Holy shit.
The golems have served their usefulness and now they're being broomed. What the fuck did they think was going to happen? We did warn them about that. We told them that they were just being used.
We did, didn't we?
Whipped up into a froth. One of the most, maybe we'll watch that memology video. But yeah, it's like 2 minutes, so maybe we will. But one of the moments on that video that people keep talking about is Nancy Pelosi oddly rubbing while Joe Biden's talking about burn pits.
Yeah, doing a thing that nobody knows what it is supposed to be. Like, what kind of gesture is that? It's not a human thing.
No, I can explain the whole fucking thing because I've seen this thousands of times. This is if you're in show business and you can't figure out what this is, and you're still like, and you're over to year 2 of your career, you need to get the fuck out of show business. You don't belong in it. You'll never understand that career path. I can tell you exactly what happened. It's very easy. It's very easy if you've been backstage or at the tech table. Let me just share the screen for the video. Oh, there it is. And I can't tell you exactly to the second exactly what it is, but I can tell you what's happening here. Let's play it.
Faced in Afghanistan, faced many dangers. One being stationed at bases, breathing in toxic smoke from burn pits.
Okay. I mean, do you want to see? Do we want to do the whole thing so we can see the whole thing, and then I can post-mortem it, or do we want to do it as we go?
Yeah, let's do it as we go. I think it's more spontaneous that way.
Okay, all right. So let's just take a quick look. I'm just going to back it up a little bit so we can see what he's saying, and watch her face. Okay, her face is very important. She's waiting right now. Face in Afghanistan, face many dangers.
In Afghanistan, face.
And just look. What do you see? This right here. Do you see this?
Yeah. What is that?
That's her script. It's in a binder. That's her script.
So she just followed the script. She doesn't even know what she's reacting to.
This is a staged production, and it always has been. There's scripts, and on scripts, there are these things called cue sheets, okay? Or cue lists. It depends on how you personally address it. I consider that the cues in the script are the cue sheet extrapolated into the script. So shorthand, I call it a cue sheet. But someone might be a semantic cunt and just, no, that's not a cue sheet, that's a cue list. Well, a cue list is your cue sheet extrapolated. I see. Do you smell that? Do you smell that?
It smells like pollo a la brasa.
Like fried guinea pig.
Holy shit.
Oh,
is that shit? Oh, what is that?
What up, nig faggots?
What is this tiny furry creature that is insulting us? How do you call this thing?
What up, nigga?
What's up? Am I echoing?
Mm-hmm.
You sound fine to me.
Cause I don't have I don't have YouTube open. I just have StreamYard and Twitter while I'm defending myself from Muish interference.
The last time we had that issue, the thing that resolved it was you unpatching and repatching your headset. So that
all right.
Serious.
Hold on. Okay, how about now?
So yeah, I think that did it. Okay, so it took us this long, but that might be the resolution from here on out.
Okay.
Let's not forget. Please buy Jez a coffee at www.buymeacoffee.com/Jez Burrito. We're gonna do. I would really like to watch a Cheech and Chong movie tonight. Tonight is essentially my last night as a free man before I begin this insane job. Well, it's not insane, but the hours are gonna be crazy. Trying to take myself out of a little bit of a hole that I got into because of the current job I'm in. I got a job.
Never trust tiny hat people.
Yeah, it's bullshit. Just to summarize, what happened at my most recent job is that I would show up to work and my boss would be like, I got nothing for you, go home. And a couple times here and there, whatever. But I'm on a thin margin, and he knows what a thin margin I'm on. It got to a point where I was like, I got to look for another job. So I did, and I kept them up to date the whole time. And I told them what I was going to get from the new job, and if they wanted to match it, which includes not doing that shit, that would be great. I mean, but I didn't want them to think I was trying to play them either. I just have to make my nut. And they waited too long to even begin making offers. So I had already given them 2 weeks. And then on Monday, I was like, look, man, these offers aren't going to match what I'm going to be getting. So they essentially fired me after I gave them 2 weeks notice, which is just, that's a real dick thing. That's a real fucked up thing to do to a person that did more to show respect to you than almost anybody that works for you.
Yeah, I thought you were friends with this guy.
You know, it's a long fucking story. But whatever, man. Like, this new job starts within the next couple of days, and I'm making more money, and there's going to be a lot of overtime, and I'm going to dig myself out of the hole I'm in for the next couple of months. But tonight, after the show, I would like to do a limited hangout and watch a Cheech and Chong movie because white pilling. Art says,
I need some extra American education because as we were discussing, I don't know if we discussed this in the backstage or live, but I never watched a Cheech and Chong movie, and I don't think I can be a proper American without watching at least one.
We might watch the first one. I don't know which one we'll watch, but we have that. It's not going to be next movie because
the first one is Up in Smoke.
That might be a good one to watch. They're all infinitely rewatchable.
Also, I'm going to mute myself again because of the Muish interference.
Okay, good. Omega Art says, and see, I want Omega Arts to watch. And now that Jez is here, I can play the thing that I had queued up. This is going to be, we're going to play this for Omega when I get around to setting it all up. This is Omega's Enter Stinger. If that makes any sense. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I want my own theme song.
I'm working on it. We'll get to that. But this is for Omega.
Yeah. But while you were singing that, I wrote another tune. Oh yeah? Yeah, it's like the same thing, only different. Do you want to hear it? Yeah. It's like a little more rock and roll than that. All right, get down. Something like this here.
Get it?
I do.
Maybe I should have played the fucking build up to it because Cheech sings this like long, windy song about Mexican people, and Chong just reduces it to beaners. Let's see. So Omega might be joining us. Where are we? He says Drexel predicted it too. What did Drexel predict? I would like to know what. And Jez is a caballo. Changed my mind. What's a caballo?
I guess a cobaya, like a guinea pig, but with an O, which means it's male. Caballo.
Oh, that's funny. Yeah, I buy that.
But that's for $1.
We're going over Nancy Pelosi's odd behavior. So the thing to keep in mind is that she's got a script. Kamala Harris has one closed. That means that she has no cues. She's just supposed to sit there, shut her fucking mouth, and do what Nancy Pelosi does. Pelosi has a script that's open in front of her. She is reading along in theory as Biden delivers, but Biden is prone to wandering.
Man, how?
But she has cues written into this book, and her cues are essentially going to be applaud, stand and applaud, or big applaud, something like that. They're going to be very simple, because her only job is to prop Biden. That's it. So her cues are going to be something like applause, stand by on one word. And then when he says the other word, the trigger word, it's going to be applause, go. And the way we do cues in show business is like this. It's going to go like this. Applause, stand by. You're going to get this in your headset. She doesn't have a headset on. She might have an earpiece in, but I doubt it. She's just got she's on her own. These are called auto follows. It's when you take the cue on your own. You have to listen on your own. It's a big trust thing. You're going to get an applause, stand by. And then on the phrase faced in Afghanistan, it's going to be get ready for applause, GO. Applause, Geo. 3, 2, 1, go. It's going to be something like that. It's different for lights. It's different for sound. It's different for video. Sometimes you stack your cues. I'm not going to give you a fucking show business lesson right now. I am going to explain how this works in application. So right now, she is not really listening. That's the thing. Nancy Pelosi doesn't listen. So she's kind of zoned out. So is Harris. She's probably got some fantasy in her head that she's thinking about to keep herself awake. Probably about fucking expensive ice cream.
Face many dangers. One being stationed at bases.
Watch her face. Be very man. I would love to go over this with a body language ghost, formerly Bombard's body language. That chick is pretty cool.
Breathing in toxic smoke from burn pits.
Okay. Something. Maybe it's the term toxic smoke, or maybe it's something before that was like, because they rehearsed this. This has been rehearsed for hours and hours and hours. They stepped through the whole thing, if not in this room, on a room meant to simulate this room for hours. I guarantee you that. That she thought she was hearing her Geo. Now, I don't know if it was intentionally this phrase or it was something that sounded like it, but so, I've jumped queues. I've absolutely jumped queues. It happens. You jump.
So have I.
Yeah, I once slept through a show and hit every fucking cue though.
Pitch.
And now she's like, am I supposed to be applauding? Am I supposed to be standing? Did I jump my cue? I'm just going to go with it because he's going to hit it anyway, right? She thinks she's kind of aware that he didn't hit the cue she thought he hit, but she's probably thinking he'll hit it any second now. Don't ever, ever, ever trust Joe Biden to hit his cues.
Many of you have been there. Breathing.
And what I think is happening here when she's making this space is she thinks he's going to deliver the line that she's supposed to applaud for.
I love how Canales on a totally different movie.
Yeah, dude, that bitch is zanned out of her mind. Omega Art says, Drexel predicted Biden will throw Antifa and BLM under the bus once he won. Fucking good money on that bet, right?
Yeah. Also, I wish I could find it, but someone compared Pelosi rubbing her hands like that to a fly.
Oh God, that was a good comparison too.
Yeah, I was actually gonna say something like that. Like maybe that's a reptilian or an insectile thing. Like she's I don't know, calling in the rest of the members of the swarm to come in and.
She is Beelzebub, Lord of the Flies.
Think about it this way. If you think about it in this manner, it's like she thought she got her cue to enter stage left. She stepped onto the stage left, but then was like, oh, fuck, that wasn't my cue. Now, do I step off or do I continue stepping on? And she can't make up her mind which, so she's kind of doing both. I've seen this thousands of times in my career.
Well, luckily she saw her face on something, so she probably doesn't care.
Yep.
Breathing in.
Well, that's always going to be someone else's fault. People like that, when they fuck up their cues, it's always someone else's fault.
Yep.
I've never seen someone like that fuck up a cue and take responsibility for it. Fuck, I've probably done shows with Pelosi.
And then toxic smoke from burn pits. Many of you have been there from burn pits.
She thinks I don't know what. I can't tell you exactly what. That he's about to deliver a, what you would call like a, what would they call it? Like a tagline. That they're supposed to make part of their coming campaign or some shit like that. And I don't know what the line is supposed to be because I haven't seen the script. But so that's what that was. That was Pelosi jumping a queue. People are all What is it? What is she doing? What is she do? She's just fucking up a queue, man. That's all it is. She's Nancy Pelosi. She's shit faced. She's stupid. She's not really paying attention, and she jumped her queue. Give me 10 seconds. I have to step away. I'll be right.
All right. So yes, tell the audience, tell us what's going on over there.
Nothing much. Just trying to look for a new habitation.
How's that working out for you?
And not really going good. I mean, so Vaughn and I were supposed to go to check out that one room, but we couldn't find like any buses or shit that goes over because it's like on the coast about.
Right.
Yeah. And then well, the cats upstairs got loose.
Oh yeah, because you share building with some dude that likes to have cats but not really to take care of them, with like, with predictably hilarious consequences, I may say.
Yeah, and I don't know. I'm watching Sky. I really hope she's not pregnant again because she's starting to get
shit, really?
funky in the tummy.
Don't hope with that sort of stuff. Count on it. Bet on it. That it's guaranteed that she's going to do that. All right, let's do a Jez Twitter. I'm just going to take the first one. What is this? What do you say? Oh yeah, sure. This faggot. Why not? I'm telling you, man. Almost everybody I think ought to understand what's going on with Ukraine is not. I was listening to Matt and Blonde the other night, formerly Blonde in the Beta or Beauty in the Beta, and they don't get it, and your boy Zach doesn't get it, and it's pretty sad. It's pretty sad. Here are your choices, by the way. Anybody listening to this? Here are your choices with what's going on in Ukraine. Davos-controlled global homo faggotry, or not Davos-controlled global homo faggotry. Those are your only options from here on out. You might want to you might throw China into the mix, but right now it's pointless to worry about China. Our immediate threat is Davos. Our immediate fucking threat is George Soros in Klaus Schwab controlled Davos-based global homo.
Klaus Schwab.
Und you will ildevax, und you will be happy.
So if you are not supporting anything that inconveniences them, you are supporting them. Those are your options. I don't care if you like that or not. Those are your options. You better choose wisely. Because on a long enough timeline, if you don't choose wisely, we're going to be enemies. That's just the way it is, man.
I've just chosen to ignore the whole thing until they get the nukes ready. Then I will panic. Hey, you want to hear something? So after 9/11, they started talking about nuclear weapons, and I got so obsessed about it that my teachers actually told my parents to not have me watch the news anymore.
I feel your pain. I tried to convince my girlfriend at the time to take a week's vacation to go like somewhere in the Midwest, and she was an absolute cunt about it. Absolute cunt about it. I mean, how hard would it have been to be like, all right, you're all freaked out. A vacation right now would be a good idea. Let's go fuck it, rent a cheap hotel room somewhere in the Midwest and just chill for a week. But no, she just wanted to be a cunt.
Also, it's International Women's Day, I guess.
Oh, is it?
Is it today?
Yeah.
Oh, it's 8th of March here.
Oh, the 8th of March. My bad. Well, it's early, so
that's Tuesday. Maybe I don't know that that's going to be in the thick of my work week, but if we can do a show, we will.
All right.
This is from some thought named Brie. I don't know who she is. Yeah, this isn't creepy at all. How can people watch this and not think anything is way off? If this was a movie, people would be terrified. Let's take a look at that. And we'll put it right here. I mean, everything Castro's son does is pretty creepy. Canadians, you better get it through your fucking head. Your civil options are gone, and American civil options are right behind it. You watch how American government treats the trucker convoy, which is supposed to be in DC next week. Watch how they treat them like terrorists. I guarantee you there's going to be some sort of live fire incident. They're going to come down on them like an iron fist. There will probably be an American Tiananmen Square over it.
Has also created an opportunity to build back better.
To really build back better.
And how do we build back better?
Building back better.
You will never get NPCs to see how creepy this is because they all do the same fucking thing.
They think that repeating a slogan like you were a hive mind is a normal thing to do.
These are people that cannot innovate. They are sloganeers. They all repeat the same shit over and over again.
Build back better from the COVID crisis.
Work on what we say, building back better.
On the upside, we now have a good list of who to put on the fucking playing cards when the apocalypse hits.
Mm-hmm.
What is it? It's saying how long before China makes its move? For Taiwan in the middle of all this mess, any minute now. I mean, if they were smart, they would have made it already. Maybe they have a better time.
Like a whole bunch of flybys.
Yeah, I would have done it. I would if I were Xi, I would have done it by now. Maybe they're waiting for U.S. military forces to get committed to something, which is a reasonable strategy.
Yeah,
but
they're too busy defending Ukraine for whatever reason. They won't be defending Taiwan.
Yeah. I mean, they're right about the time to do it, man. Definitely before end of year. Probably before spring. Depending on how you define spring.
It's about building this country back better.
To say we're going to build it back.
I used to support this cunt. Because I liked her position on predatory lending. Whoops, that was all fake.
Well, we used to be a communist for what it's worth.
I'm gonna get me a beer.
Oh, yeah, you go get yourself a beer.
Get a beer.
No, that's what she said.
Oh, yeah. Oh, man.
She had that live stream where she tried to get the fucking working class to give a shit about her. Ugh, I hate her.
Back better.
To build back better.
And build back better.
Build back better.
Interesting. Yellow. These people signal all their shit with colors. They signal it all with colors. When is this from? I'd love to know when this is from.
We must build back better. Building back better. Build it back better.
To build back better.
When I was in corporate America, you know what? I'll even go further. I've talked about how I worked for a Trader Joe's. And this might be where it really started to freak me out. This is a long fucking time ago. This is more than 20. Oh my God, this is more than 20 years ago. This is more than 20 years ago. Oh,
yes, Midnight, you are old.
I know it. Okay, it hurts. The chick that was training like the group of new hires was like, around the same age as me, and everything that she said was like a repetition of the training video. Well, here at TJ's, we blah 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 blah. We use Kaizen here at TJ's. And I was like, bitch, can you talk to me like a fucking normal human being? This job pays $10 an hour, and I'm going to hate it. It's retail. You hate it. It's retail. Stop being so fake, and let's just figure out how we can get through this shitty fucking job that we're all going to hate dealing with people that we should hate. Okay? Can we do that? No. They have to fucking get into their brain this like weird culty idea of what the job is. It's this. What it is. And it translated to my experience in all these corporate events. And when I worked for corporate America, they all talk like this. They all fucking talk like this.
Build back better.
Build back.
Has also created an opportunity.
Build my dick back better again. The syphilis made it stop.
All right.
Monica, one more.
Crushed my balls.
Fuck Bill Clinton.
Hillary stole my balls and keeps them in a jar on her desk.
You know, okay. I had this. Here's a crazy thought. One of my crazy thoughts. You know, Omega Art says, and I'm sure the wokes will not say anything against China. Not a word. Not a word.
I want to see them. I want to see them defend Taiwan's territorial integrity and the borders like they defend Ukrainians. That's gonna be great. Like see them side with China, like what they're doing with Russia now.
How about they condemn China's support of Russia in this current conflict?
Or Cuba or Venezuela's.
Yep. They're not going to do that. They're too
I
stupid.
know the Spanish left is fractured because of that.
Over Cuba and Venezuela?
Because the mainstream, you know, the mainstream narrative is that Putin is the new Hitler because he hates the gays and the blacks and the whatever sees, and that you know, Zelensky's this really cool dude with balls the size of a beach ball. But then again, China and Cuba and Venezuela, they support Putin. So what the fuck is going on? Should I go with what the TV says, or should I go with what my commie friends do?
They'll
I
go
say
with
guess the commies.
they'll go with what the TV says and ostracize anyone who says any different.
Probably.
That's what they're gonna do. Did I fucking lose? Did I lose a link? I might have lost a link. Maybe I didn't. Nope. I don't know. I might have to find a link again. I had this weird thought recently. So Hillary, how long? Like, at what point of her career do you think Hillary became a global homo shill?
I guess the moment, I don't know, maybe the 90s. Like when she rose to popularity in the government, you know?
Her thesis, I think it was her grad thesis, was on Saul Alinsky.
And what did it say?
I don't fucking know.
Oh, okay.
It would be interesting to read that, actually. It'd be interesting.
That's what I mean.
But it was in praise of Saul Alinsky and his community, yeah, of course, quote unquote community organization.
She was always a commie. That doesn't make sense because she was friends with the KKK and she's from like where, Arkansas, something like that.
She was always power hungry.
I guess.
You know what I'm saying? She was always power. I think that in order to get into the inner circles, she had to fucking get fucked and suck a lot of dick that she didn't want to get fucked by and suck. And I think that because of that, and maybe growing up, maybe she was raised with a lot of trauma too. Because of that, she would not have sex with Bill.
Huh.
And that's why Bill was.
Sounds like, well, I heard that like her mom was kind of like one of those tough ass bitches, so maybe that can be.
There could be developmental trauma associated with it, but I think that she was traumatized by what she had to do to get in the inner circle, which made her not want to have sex with Bill because, you know, that fucks people up. And that is why he whored around, and that is why she put up with it.
Do you think Chelsea is Bill's kid, or did she fuck that other guy?
Web Hubble all the fucking way. Dude, I've met her in person, looked her right in the eye. She is Webb Hubble's kid, without a doubt. Why? Okay, so think about this. You've got Justin Trudeau is Fidel Castro's kid. You've got Chelsea Hubble. Chelsea Clinton is Webb Hubble's. Yeah, this is a thing that they used to do. This is like a thing that the royalty used to do.
Yeah, they exchange children.
They'd have each other's kids to like ensure loyalty. I am looking for. There it is. I did find it.
So wait, what was important about Webb Hubble?
I have no idea. I've been trying to figure that out forever. I couldn't tell you. I don't know. Maybe he had a lot of dirt on a lot of people. I don't know. I'd love to know. Anybody who knows, please fucking give me an idea or has an idea. I have no idea. Let's see. Omega Art says Hillary's mentor was a recruiter or the KKK or something like that. It's Robert Byrd. Robert Byrd, and I think he was like a grand wizard or a grand dragon or whatever faggoty. He gets the purple pillow instead of the white pillow, and she got to bite the pillow, right? Hillary Clinton bit the pillow from the case that Robert Byrd wore. Oh,
ooh.
That is so unpleasant.
This is, come on. Fucking, I hate the internet. Oh, okay.
I mean, seriously, guys.
I hate the internet. Fuck off with your. There we go. God damn it. I was thinking, like, I am probably a worse video game player than Darkside Phil.
But could you beat off on a live stream?
No, I would not. No, I would not. But I would have little tantrums. But they would be like, you know how people watch Darkside Phil's tantrums and they're like, he thinks he's better than the game. That wouldn't be my tantrums. My tantrums would be like, I feel really bad for him. Like he's forcing himself to play this fucking game that he hates. I am trying to get this thing to play.
Isn't it?
Sorry, shut fucking ads, man. I had this queued up better, but I fucked it up. That everyone get over it.
Yeah.
I'm rolling a video so that it finishes the goddamn ad so that I can play it on. Fuck, man. This is dog shit. This video is taking like 10 times longer than the fucking timer. There we go. All right. Oh, Jez.
Oh boy.
You ready for some
midnight laugh? I'm scared.
I'm always ready. My body is prepared.
I think that you should never hate yourself. Criticize yourself, sure, but you should never hate yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
What does it say, Jez?
For one woman in Kiev, the Russian invasion is a war within a war. Oh, I know. I've seen this. I was going to share this, but I figured you got this.
Yeah. Oh, boy, did I. Boy, howdy.
Sometimes we think it's just all a dream, that we stuck in.
Sir?
Get to the front lines, G.I. Jane.
You will never. This is okay. Look, this is the game. This is the fucking game, right? Like, if we're all equal and women are tough, why aren't women insisting that they get to the front lines, right? Why aren't they doing that? Why aren't there? You notice?
Yeah.
There are pretty much. I haven't seen a single woman who isn't a dude pretending to be a woman queued up on all those faggy Reddit posts about people running over to the Ukraine to play. What's his name? The Hemingway.
Yeah.
Right. I don't see any woman doing that. Have you seen any? And that's not a rhetorical question.
No, not really. No.
The thing is, like, I would love to join the army or the military, but I'm just riddled with too many autoimmune diseases, which really sucks.
I regret not joining the military. The problem is that it was sold to me as a punishment, not a reward.
Same.
You know, like my well, I'm not going to get into it, but let's just say my parents wanted anyone but themselves to take responsibility for me when I was raised. So it was like school is supposed to do all the work that we're supposed to do in helping you develop yourself into a career, blah, blah, blah. Oh, well, you're almost 18. Go to college or join the military because they're supposed to do the work instead of us. So I resented the military and the idea of joining it because I saw it as, you know, not exactly the babysitter, but like the reform school. I saw it as the reform school that I didn't do anything to earn going to. Which, by the way, they tried to send me to when I didn't do anything to earn going to it. They just didn't want to be fucking bothered. So they made shit up in their head.
Same with me because, well, they only wanted to send me because I was quote unquote lazy when I was suffering from chronic pain and my then undiagnosed and untreated thyroid condition.
They wanted to send you to reform school?
No, they wanted me to join the military because in their eyes I was a lazy piece of shit when I was actually in tremendous amounts of pain where I could barely move.
Even if you let's just say that you were a lazy piece of shit for the sake of argument. That's not who the military accepts, and that's not who lasts very long. You have to be self-motivated to do well in the military. So that's fucking stupid.
Mm-hmm. Well, the thing is, here in Spain, trying to get away from the military service is a long and honorable tradition, which I took part in because I was drafted. I was called to like my mandatory service, and of course, my eyesight got surprisingly worse during my displacement to the beautiful city of Burgos, which is where we're supposed to go for like the medical examination and all that. And man, I couldn't see shit for some reason. So I completely,
Yeah, that's my problem too.
failed my eyesight test. Yeah.
If I wasn't riddled with terrible myopia, autoimmune disease, and chronic pain, I would have loved to be flying jets over and bringing more military pride upon my family following the grand tradition of my great-grandfather who stormed the beaches of Normandy and my grandfather who helped rebuild Germany after we bombed the shit out of it.
I would have made a fantastic warrant officer, man. Like the more I learn about the military as I've, aged and like known more military people and learned about what actually happens, I would have made an amazing warrant officer. I might have even made a good helicopter pilot. But that it wasn't sold to me as a reward, and it wasn't sold to me as an opportunity. It was a punishment. That isn't a good idea. Jez, I think that
I just wanted to either go out on the front lines or just fly those jets.
I think that it sucks because when we talk about your family, it sounds a lot to me like you had a sort of, I want to delete the old family so I can have the new family.
Yeah. Because the thing is, I'm the oldest child of my parental union, and so like all expectations were shouldered upon me. And Canales, you might get the reference. I was basically the Henry to I was basically the what's his name? Henry. He was the older brother of Isabella.
What is this from?
The Spanish. It's some Spanish royalty.
Oh, Enrique Isabella Católica. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
I thought you may be talking about like Henry James or something.
No. I'm talking about the I'm talking about the Spanish.
Right.
House of Trastamara.
Explain that in non-Paella talk.
Okay, so we all know that that in Spain the greatest rulers were Ferdinand and Isabella, but before Isabella married Ferdinand and ascended the throne, her oldest brother Henry was the leader, and he and everyone had high expectations, but he was like kind of a weak ruler.
I kind of remember that from school.
Yeah. They called him Henry the Impotent or Enrique el Impotente.
Impotente, yeah.
There's Henry
Impotente.
VIII. There's England's Henry VIII, who killed all his wives. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but there were like weaker kings, like King John.
Well, what I mean is Henry VIII was continually cycling out his immediate family unit because he wanted a new one to give them what they couldn't or wouldn't.
Well, if I could compare myself to royalty, I'd either be Henry King of Spain, Enrique el Impotente, or King John, the brother of King Richard.
That's an interesting choice. You mean
I would be Genghis Khan.
Because I don't know, I'm trying to compare myself with a leader who had like a lot of expectations but fell on every one of them.
Don't let other people decide expectations for you. The only person who should have expectations of you is yourself. Fuck everyone else's expectations. Anyone else shouldn't have expectations. They should have ways they're going to help you meet your expectations.
Right. But unfortunately, the damage has already been done.
Of course. But carry that idea with you through the rest of your life, man. Like, don't let other people have expectations of you. You have expectations of you, and other people either help you with them or they don't. That's it.
All right.
The point that I'm getting at with this, what I was saying about the military with this dude, is we're not seeing women step up to the front lines. In fact, in Ukraine, this is what this video is about. Women are being allowed to leave Ukraine, and this dude
men aren't.
Right, and this is what he's mad about. The cheat code isn't working, and he's upset about that. It's a cheat code. He wanted to pretend to be woman because he wanted the easier fucking mode in life. And now it's just absolutely not working.
Inside some kind of a video game because you just you live in a...
Okay, and he plays too many fucking video games.
Mm-hmm. And his wig looks terrible.
Dude, it looks awful. This looks awful. This does not look good.
It looks like a literal cancer wig.
It probably is, though. I mean, where do you think he got it?
This dude probably has the same hairline as me.
And that's saying something.
Hey, fuck you.
The question is, what hairline?
The question is what?
What hairline?
Oh, fuck you too, faggot.
And you hear bombings, and you wake up to the sound of bombings.
Bro, aren't you used to bombings from your bum hole?
Oh.
I don't want to go.
Nigga, your butthole gets bombinged every goddamn weekend. Don't you talk to me about how bombing.
No. It sounds like she does the CDS protocol.
I don't know what that is.
No, the CSD protocol.
I don't know what that is either.
Cope, seethe, dilate.
Oh yeah, this is definitely cope, seethe. Dr. Jez.
The CSD protocol.
Mm-hmm. Outside. I'm literally scared for my life.
All right, see now this looks better. Like this is more like it's not pathetic. Go. Why did you change? What did you do, man?
I bet he thought it made him look more feminine.
I think the whole point of being a transgender person right now in 2022 is to be confrontational, and that's not confrontational, that's pleasant to the eye. You look like a regular woman. People don't look at you weird on the street, and you want people to notice you and look at you weird so you can start drama and complain about it on social media.
Well, it's also, I mean, dude, if you go to work for corporate America, it's a if you can convince them that you're sane enough to hire, you are unfireable and you are guaranteed every fucking promotion that you go for.
I mean, we already have that twink in the Department of Energy.
Oh god.
That fucking
The one that looks like an off-brand Matt Damon in drag.
That dude is the kind of dude that gives you AIDS and either never tells you, right? Or says, "Oh well, you got AIDS, get over it." That dude is a fucking AIDS factory for sure. The thing about the confrontational thing that would confuse me is if they want to pass, being confrontational is contradictory to wanting to pass.
I don't think they want to pass. That used to be a thing.
Yeah.
Nowadays is trans. You don't put you're a woman if you're a trans woman. You put you're a trans woman.
Yeah. Well, because you don't get to collect the cheat code benefits if you don't make it known, right? Yeah.
There's thousands of millions of women. Trans women are rare. They're precious.
All my friends left the city.
I doubt you have real friends. You have enablers, but I doubt you have real friends.
My neighbors left my floor and I think my building.
Yeah, I bet the neighbors are probably glad that they left that freak behind. Probably because he was playing his like porn videos at full blast.
Oh, that's disrespectful as shit, man. If you live in an apartment, get some fucking headphones. Don't play porn through fucking speakers. Your neighbors don't want to hear that shit. Oh god, imagine hearing that. I bet you, I don't know. Do you think that this is a person that was constantly like causing issues with their neighbors, or do you think that it's a person that was keeping to himself?
My mom is on issues. I may be wrong, but they love the drama, as I already stated.
Because if your neighbors aren't from the streets, as long as you fucking leave them the fuck alone, they will think you're the best neighbor possible if you live in apartments.
My feeling is that this person, like, maybe they passed someone in the hall, like maybe they accidentally bumped shoulders or something, and then they immediately went to Facebook like, "Oh my god, I was harassed in my hallway. I was literally assaulted.
Yeah.
I am crying and shaking."
You're totally right. I see that. My neighbors right now, man, I guarantee you they love me. You know why? I leave them the fuck alone, and I don't really make any noise. The most noise that I make is talking on this microphone. I don't play music loud. I don't even have external speakers. I actually use the speakers on my second monitor when I use them. Every now and again, I yell at the TV, but we're all we're all white trash in this building. So a little bit of that generally, but we leave each other the fuck alone. There's no fucking problems with my neighbors right now at all. If they ask me for help with something, I'd absolutely help them.
This is not a very rainbow-friendly place.
Oh, the Ukraine isn't a very rainbow-friendly place, so why are you trying to preserve it? The comment that I left on this video on Gab or Minds or whatever it is, I've been using that this week, is that this dude tried to cheat code his way out when he could have been working against the oppression by governments of men. He could have been working against the oppression of men by governments. Instead, he tried to cheat code his way out. So, fuck him. I look forward to seeing his corpse with a Gopnik's boot print on his face. You don't get both sides, man. If this is not a very rainbow-friendly place, maybe you should have been fucking up in arms about that for the last, 10 years. when
I
global
wouldn't mind seeing a bunch of Gopniks Slav squatting over their corpse.
right before they drop a giant Gopnik deuce. I'll drop a cheeky breaky right on your face.
No. And then they like put on, one of them puts on their wig and then does like a hard bass dance.
I fuck your Yankee Coca-Cola.
So lives for trans people are very bleak.
Yet now you're speaking out about it. You waited this long. You waited this long. It's just like in Copland with Stallone.
Yeah.
When Harvey Keitel tries to help him out, but Stallone's like, nah. And then finally Stallone's like, oh, I want your help. And Keitel's like, bro, that ship sailed. I can't help you anymore. That ship sailed, buddy.
Here.
That's a great movie. That's one of Stallone's top 3 movies as far as I'm concerned. It's like Rambo, Rocky, and Copland. You get all sides of Stallone.
If you have male gender in your passport, they will not let you go abroad. They will not let you through.
I want my special treatment. I want my special It's so obvious, right? It's obvious to you guys, right? This is all about someone seething and coping and dilating because they didn't get to spend
Seethe, cope, seethe, dilate.
Yep. I don't feel bad for you, bro. I don't feel bad for you.
Yeah, the Ukrainian mandates are right. Do you know that before people started the whole, oh my god, you are so valid, back in the day, if you wanted to be recognized as transgender, you had to go through like a lot of psychological therapy to make sure that it wasn't a phase. And guess what? Today, a lot of these a lot of cases are just phases, or just people wanting attention, or having some hangups about their sex and puberty.
I mean, these motherfuckers have redefined transgenderism. Like, what is it? What's the name? Gender dysphoria is now a symptom of being transgender. It's not a disease.
Yep.
Holy shit.
I mean, we live in a society. I said this. I said this to someone earlier today. Like, we live in a society where I don't believe in psychiatry or shrinks, at least not as they are, because they don't help. They don't help. Because the problem that most people who are quote unquote mentally ill have is that they don't have good family and friends to help them through their issues. So what they do is they go to a shrink who gives them fucking brain pills that make them kind of indifferent to whether or not they have issues. That doesn't help. Shrinks can't help you. Family and friends can help you. And if your family's fucked up, you want to fucking build meaningful relationships with other people so that you have real friends, not enablers.
You see, I like going to a counselor and at least trying to talk through my issues instead of being told, okay, here's your prescription for pills and your shots and your hormones.
I don't believe that counselors are going to help either. I don't think that anybody in anywhere in that field is helpful. What's the point of talking to someone if they don't say, okay, well, here are some solutions? What's your problem? My biggest problem with depression when I was like in my early to mid 20s was that my job wasn't paying the bills. And I didn't know how to get my job to pay the bills. I didn't know how to get a job that would pay the bills. And the reality is the employment market sucked. It sucked because employers didn't want to pay their employees enough to pay their bills. And the next level up expected you to have $60,000 to $100,000 to $200,000 worth of debt to make $12 an hour. That's the fucking problem. I didn't have magic fucking brain disease. I was trying to get by in a very difficult world to get by alone. And that when that doesn't work because you don't have the resources to do that, you're going to experience issues. So what you need are solutions. The solution ended up being I fucking went and I got that $60,000 debt and I got a career. And was it worth it? Sort of. I wish I could have gotten it without that debt because I didn't need it. I learned everything meaningful. I didn't even fucking my career when I went to school. It wasn't to be live. It wasn't to do events. It wasn't to do concerts. It was to be a studio engineer. I wanted to be the next Steve Albini. But guess what? You can't get that opportunity if you can't live work for nothing for years of your life. Because that system is fucking broken. And those are the people that are talking about humanitarianism quite a bit, but they don't want to pay their fucking employees.
Truly.
Coming soon to an American grocery store near you.
I mean, it's already here, and I mean, it's already there in some places.
It's weird some of the stuff that I've seen completely cleaned out at the grocery store near me. Lots of canned stuff. The meat counter is not terrible, but the prices are fucking skyrocketing.
Have you ever thought of trying canning food yourself?
I don't have the facilities for that. You know, it's a great idea. I have friends that jar foods, and they do a good job of it.
Every noise from outside is a warning sign.
Yeah, it's a warning sign that global homo could be falling.
It was hell living as a trans person in Kiev.
It was. So now it also is, but before now it was. Oh, what were you doing about that then?
In Ukraine, we feel invisible. Truly. Like we're not.
Isn't that a good thing? Isn't that what you want? You're blending in. Like everybody feels invisible.
That's how the majority of they treat everybody else. So why the
I feel invisible because I like to keep to myself and I don't get into other people's businesses. You know, that's the dream.
Same. I just want to live my life as just your regular average dude, and
I don't want people to notice me.
The left is obsessed with everybody caring about them. That's every time they give a speech, they don't care. No, I don't care. Fuck off. And you can't make me. You can't make me. Get that through your head. So if that's a thing that you need to throw down for, name a time and place and let's fucking go. Okay?
Now, I want to say, I want to say that I'm a very empathic person, but I can't care about everything.
Well, okay. So this is a thing. Empathy versus compassion are two separate things, and people often mistake empathy for compassion. Empathy is not compassion. Empathy is the tool that gets you to compassion. Empathy is what allows you, and women have this more than men. Sorry, Jez. But empathy allows you to gauge other people's emotional state. Compassion is whether or not you give a shit about it.
Some people say that serial killers don't have empathy, and that's not true because they are able to imagine the pain and the fear they're inflicting. They just like it.
They are phenomenal manipulators. You cannot be a good manipulator if you cannot gauge the emotional state of people. What they lack is compassion.
Like we're not human. It's truly how we feel.
I don't care how you feel. I don't care how you feel. There's nothing you can do to make me. If you want me to care about how you feel, tell me what you're going to do in return. Are you going to care how I feel? Because I have things going on that the entire left and all the fucking rainbow flag faggots have told me don't matter. So are you going to counter that? I used to think that was the way. I used to think it was a mutual relationship. Are we going to go back to that? You have a big fight if you're going to demand that we go back to that, and it's your own people you're going to have to fight. I wouldn't mind it, but I don't trust you to do it. Oh, what's this? Some more Joe Rogan through Andy No. Andy Neo. I love that he's such a boogeyman for the fucking anti-vax these days. Like,
And he's literally a gay Asian
who's like 4'5", something like that. Like he's really insignificant. That poor guy.
What is he? Vietnamese? He's a Vietnamese who cannot give a fight anywhere near. He can't give a beating anywhere near as well as he can take a beating. He is no threat to anyone except the liars he exposes. I can guarantee you that Andy No has never beaten anyone up in his entire life. That's a neutral statement.
This very marginal group,
So people were upset at you because of the Andy No thing that you didn't think that was. I mean, and obviously it's just not a way to treat a person. Like, it's beat him up, and he's if you ever met Andy, he's this tiny Asian gay man.
Yeah, right.
The idea that this guy is this jackbooted thug that's there to take down, democracy is fucking preposterous.
No, it is, and I think that and I think that like the problem is like when you make an obvious.
Andy No has done more to save democracy than a single fucking Antifa member. He's done more. You know what? He's done more to save democracy than I have. Why I respect him.
Point like, hey, there's absolutely no justification for like physically attacking this guy. That's insane behavior. That like this is this serves no good purpose, whatsoever. That like a lot of the things that people said about it at the time when they were trying to justify it were turned out to be bullshit, which is also true. Also, and also, by the way, I don't want to set the precedent that like we're going to have street violence where people who like, somebody decides they don't count as a real journalist and that they're like helping.
There's another side to that could happen though, and I can't really say I'm against it. You know what I'm saying?
I believe I do.
Yep. I can smell what you're stepping in.
When the other shoe drops, Brian Stetler, you better have a fucking turbo V6, whatever the fuck it is in that fucking candy van of yours, motherfucker.
In bad people or creating dangerous effects or something, and they could just attack them. Like, I mean, why? I'm sure I've written lots of stuff for Jacobin that people would say that about, right?
But what is a journalist? This is the other thing. Like, what defines a journalist? Like, how do you decide who is and isn't a journalist? Do you have to be connected to a specific organization? Because there are many people that are connected to specific organizations that are propagandists. Do you have to have a degree in journalism? Because there's many people that have a degree in journalism that are liars. And they work for gigantic corporations and they spew out all the nonsense that this corporation wants them to say. Like what
used to decide what used to decide whether or not you were a journalist was essentially your access to distribution, wasn't it? Before widespread internet, YouTube, even blogs, what's that fucking faggy site that everyone uses, Tumblr, LiveJournal, all that stuff. It was whether or not you have distribution that decided it. And now everyone has distribution. Everyone. We have distribution. We're broadcasting to the world right now.
Being a journalist right now doesn't mean anything. It used to be a guy who would tell you the state of the world through a reliable news source, I guess. But now I trust people like, I don't know, Bianca or War Campaign over the official newspapers of my country.
I don't know who Bianca is, but I have heard of someone named Binaka.
Binaka, that's true. Yeah. Binaka is also a pretty trustworthy news source.
If you think about it, though, that issue with reliability. You can find that in the Roman Republic. Who was paying the town crier? Was he independent or was he on the Senate's payroll? Right. So it's not new. The corruption of journalism is probably as old as journalism.
What is a journalist?
No, absolutely.
Do we have a rigid criteria for what is? I mean, couldn't you not be a person who believes in the truth, who decides to dedicate yourself to discussing things and researching things and doing it in a very honest and doing it as a person in good faith and putting out the information as you've discovered it?
I mean, it's distribution. Are you distributing your journaling? Go to the root of the word, journalism. Are you writing a journal of events that you are observing, and are you distributing that journal? Poof, you're a journalist. It doesn't, like, even people that I don't like that do that are still journalists. Now, what we need to differentiate is between propagandist and journalist, because they are two very distinct things. Propagandists misrepresent truth so that they can appear to be journalists and manipulate. Fortunately, Rogan, you sometimes fucking fall prey to the propaganda yourself, which I find rather maybe I can find it down. I'm betting that you guys are like, what the fuck is he?
Yeah, I'm hearing something, but I don't know why, and I don't know if that's just me.
You just wait. This is going to be a fun little exercise.
What?
Oh no, I'm doing this. I'm doing this goodish. There's a different way I should have done it. So, this is just a little meme that I saw today that I thought was very funny. Where is it? Where is it? There it is. Because a chick that I know recently posted this meme of an old marble statue where the chick was a fat chick. And of course, the woman that I'm talking about is morbidly fucking obese and
of course,
impulse control when it comes to eating. So she's just constantly stuffing her fucking face. And instead of engaging in self-control, she rationalizes that by saying, "But this used to be beautiful." No, sweetheart, it was never beautiful. You are fucking morbidly obese, and it's disgusting. Everyone thinks it is. Some people just tolerate it. Unfortunately, but Sophia Loren saying, "I'd rather eat pasta and drink wine than be a size 0." We see a picture of Sophia Loren. Now this is a beautiful woman. Sophia
and
Loren.
she was thick.
Yes.
No issues, right? No issues.
Nope.
This is not this. I'm going to explain that. I'm going to explain that in depth. Okay, for the fatties out there, because you got to understand this, fatties. You got to understand this. What I find is that women are the most self-deluding population in Western civilization, and I'm just fucking sick of it. I'm sick of humoring them. I'm sick of being pressured to humor them. I'm sick of hearing their bullshit. Okay, so for the fatties out there, here we have Sophia Loren, right? Right?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Okay. Now look, I just want to point out here, we go from the titties and then it goes in. And then when we get to the hips, there's this in part.
That's what we traditionally call a hourglass figure.
So this, just so that you fatties know, is not this. This is not the same as what you're trying to sell yourself as. Okay, fatty?
It's true you're an artist.
pretty good, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, fatties, you gotta stop. You gotta fucking stop. Put the fucking fork down. I'm sick of it. Just wanted to put that up.
Also, you gotta figure that Sophia Loren has like portion control,
Right, yeah.
knows when to stop eating. Maybe she exercises.
And she said she'd rather eat pasta and drink wine, not eat pasta and an entire fucking cake.
I mean, Sophia lived during a time in which overeating was not really a possibility because she had grown like in fascist Italy, pretty much like fascist Spain, and food rationing here was a thing. So you could like have your occasional excesses and shit, but the banquets you gorge yourself in nowadays, now that was impossible. Like, go to one of those franchise restaurants and order like a combo and a 17-ounce steak and 2 gallons of Diet Coke. Yeah, that wasn't a thing 50 years ago.
Even now, from what I understand, and Spain is kind of like this too. Like in Italy, your portions are smaller. They might be rich, but they're smaller. And in Spain, from what I know, from what I understand, is there's like more meals.
Yeah, what we do is we eat 3 dishes with every meal. Like, we have our starters, our main course, and then our dessert, and that's always how it is. And that's apparently a thing that we learned during the Civil War. Because eating 2 dishes means you're not poor. Poor people get only 1 dish. So it's a posting thing.
It's honestly sad because when I see these obese fucking land whales, they know they're just looking for propaganda that they can convince themselves otherwise with, but they know. And the way that you undo their knowing is by not playing along. And like, dude, I had a girlfriend that she wasn't even fat. She was just a little chunky. Like, not bad. It wasn't that bad. Like, she could have used to lose maybe 10, 15 pounds. But even as she was, it was fine. But she told, like, I've always been, you've seen what my physique is like, Canales. I got a fucking wiry Irishman's physique.
Yeah.
I look like I can't necessarily lift shit, and then I'm carrying fucking 3 dressers, 3
You
bureaus.
you look like something John Lithgow would see if he looked through the window of a plane during a stormy night. Here would be the thing destroying the engine. That's how you look like.
I was thinking more groundskeeper Willie, but I'll take it. And this girl was like, well, I want to lose weight, and you have no issue with that, so maybe you could help me. And I was like, okay, listen, Karen, part of how I'm not overweight is that I'm fucking broke, so I have to be real careful what I spend my food budget on. Okay. Second of all, you're eating Nutella from a jar with a spoon right now, you cunt.
That wasn't a thing when Sophia Loren had your age.
I fucking hate Nutella. That might be why I hate Nutella. This is a New York subway. I'm so glad I left New York.
I miss it. I miss it. I miss it, but I'm not sure I should.
It's dead. That's the thing. It's dead. It doesn't exist. What you loved does not exist anymore. What do you think they're on? This looks like opiates to me.
Fuck.
Yeah, they're probably on that Chinese fentanyl.
Or oxys. But what? Fentanyl's cheaper than oxys now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They look like they're like in the Popal stage of a zombie apocalypse.
Yep.
Like, during the first 24 hours they're like passive and static, and then they go rabid and try to bite your face off.
It's kind of like that torpor stage. It's the torpor stage, right? Yeah. It's daylight, so they gotta sleep. But once the night comes around, that blood, that or whatever the fuck it is that powers zombies, it's gonna start flowing. They're gonna start coming for you. What do we got here? Totally normal stuff. I don't know who this is. I've seen Caleb Hall before. Totally normal stuff. I was in the grocery store yesterday. I had to get a loaf of, what did I need? I needed a loaf of bread. I needed tomato soup. I needed some beans. I had a couple of, I already did my grocery shop, but I needed a couple of things to supplement it that I forgot. I ate my bread a little quicker than I thought. And I was walking down into the soup aisle, and this lady walks by me, and all of a sudden I hear her making noises. So I turn around, she's like ripping her mask off. She's like, "Why the fuck am I even wearing this thing? Fucking retarded. Nobody fucking wears these things." Ended up talking to her for about 15 minutes.
Was
pretty cool. She was pretty cool.
So
I like
you may have a friend.
I Sigma grind set that shit.
Okay.
We had a nice conversation, walked away without giving her my name or number or getting hers, and left her thinking, wow, there is one guy within 10 miles of me that I really wish I had his number. Fate shall reveal all.
Also, shout out to Racine, Wisconsin, where this footage comes from.
Oh boy.
Oh boy, this country.
Congratulations. Now that you've repped Wisconsin, you're not gonna like the next thing I've got. Oh.
Is it about the chick from Green Bay?
Shut up. It's a surprise.
Okay.
My pussy matters.
What the?
What did she say?
My pussy matters.
My pussy matters. I mean,
In a Walmart.
I don't like the people of Walmart shit. I think it's really fucking classist. But there are some weird people in Walmart. But I don't like the people of Walmart either.
My pussy matters.
I like people who believe their pussy matters even less.
I mean, that's a good donation video.
Black Lives Matter. My pussy matters.
Have fun paying for all this.
Black Lives Matter. My pussy matters.
Have a great time, ma'am.
You realize the lady that is filming her that probably works there, you realize that she is most likely black. And this chick
Being Racine, yeah.
Black Lives Matter. My pussy matters.
You make no sense. What is wrong with you?
Don't matter, but her fucking.
Wait, hang on. Okay, she might. Okay, I think I might be figuring out what she's getting at here. Hang on.
Black Lives Matter. My pussy matters.
You make no sense. What is wrong with you?
Don't matter, but her fucking pussy matters.
Poor people don't matter, but her pussy matters. So, is she like doing? Is when she says my pussy matters, is she saying her pussy matters, or is she saying that another person's pussy matters and she's doing an imitation of them?
Or is she saying it like in an ironic fashion, as in, yeah, my ass matters, you know?
Yeah, like my dick.
Yeah.
You guys can't understand how fucking angry watching her waste food is. Like, I get so angry watching people waste food. My Scottish grandmother was never a bitch to me about it. I just knew that if I wasted food, that would be one of the most disappointing things I could ever do in front of her. So I always clean my plate, and I just learned this respect for food. I hate seeing people waste food.
That doesn't look like food. It looks like decorative bowls.
Something like that. This thing down here
Those look like candles. Candles in decorative bowls.
I don't mind the candles so much, but she better not be fucking wasting food. Omega Art says, "Oh shit! Newsflash: there is an intense firefight happening right now near Europe's largest nuclear power plant. We could have a Chernobyl disaster number 2. Yes." Sorry, Canales.
I was expecting some shit like this. There's an advantage to living in one of the most useless countries in the European Union, is that there's nothing here that I think Uguruyo said the same thing not long ago. Like, there's nothing here that anybody wants. So if something hits us, it's gonna be like by accident. Like, I fail to see why anybody would want to be here unless they're like Muslims and they want to reclaim Al-Andalus or some shit.
Coca, now you see why I refuse to go back to. Oh, it's one of the many reasons why I refuse to go back to Wisconsin.
Just what Coke is saying is, I can't stop thinking there's something else in tap water on North America. Too many stupid people, has to be some disease. It's called, the disease is the American educational system and American welfare system. It's just those two things together make parents not raise their kids.
Somehow I think I lucked out by getting like the last sensible education that my high school offered.
I had my grandmother. My grandmother was obsessive with getting me to be a reader. And
I have my parents and comic books and books. That's
Yeah.
why I'm not completely retarded like 90% of Spaniards out there.
It's like a parental figure. The one fucking important thing that a parental figure can do is get their kids to be readers. And I try to do this with all my nieces and nephews, and I think one of them is bitten, and I think there's one other one that will, but they're horrible about it.
Yeah.
And
my grandpa, he'd sit me down and he'd read the newspaper to me.
that's even that, man. That's really all it takes, is you just got to get the kid to read as an enjoyable experience, like together. Read to them before you do bedtime stories. You read them Aesop's fables when they're young. It's not that hard. You have to do it, and like one of the things that I fault. One of the things that I fault my relatives, I guess brothers, sisters, cousins, etc., for not doing is that they don't do their part to get their kids to be readers. They just wash their hands of it. And I'm like, when I buy your kids books, you need to get on them to read those books and write the book reports I tell them to do. And they don't do it. So their kids are going to be fucking retarded. They're not going to be useful. They're going to be consumers and coomers, man.
Her fucking pussy!
I wouldn't mind getting an explanation from this chick about what the fuck she's up to. There's a story. Like, she's probably on some sort of drugs, right? She's probably high as shit. But there's something in her head.
The news report from Fox 6 said it was like some type of mental break.
Can't blame her.
But I wouldn't be surprised if drugs were involved, because Wisconsin is smack dab in opiate country.
Well, one usually leads to the other, right?
Right.
So what's going on is, it's not a fire. Oh, wait, no. It does say amid shellings. No, that's, I don't know. I want something more reliable. There's so many things I wish I could turn off. Fire.
Give it to me straight, Doug. How long do I have?
What do you mean?
I mean, am I gonna die of radiation poisoning in the next few weeks or what?
You're Bosk. Nothing can kill you.
That's a good point.
Fire at Zaporizhzhia nuclear power plant after attack by Russian troops and shelling. This is in southern Ukraine. And oh wow. I mean, you might be looking at Chernobyl number 2. Whatever. Accelerate. Bring on the nukes. I don't give a fuck anymore. Hey, maybe they can send the Reddit troons to put it out. I'm all for that. That would be, oh my god! Imagine the Chernobyl series remade, only it's all Reddit troons trying to do it. Okay, we'll do this from heavy.com. I don't generally look at heavy, but this is a good 5 fast facts thing. Stop! Fucking, I'm telling you, man, one day I'm going to track down whoever invented the pop-up, and I'm going to make them a memory.
Oh, did you see that the guy actually apologized to mankind for inventing pop-ups?
No.
Yeah, that's the thing. And of course, he's a fat guy in his 50s with long beard and then long scraggly hair. And he's like, yeah, I apologize to mankind for inventing pop-ups. I'm sorry, guys.
He cashed that check. Fuck him. Taylor Shabusiness. I don't believe that that's her real name. I've never heard that name.
Shabusiness?
Yeah. Yeah. It sounds like her real name sounds something like that, and she was high as shit watching a black movie and decided that her name was Shabusiness. I could be wrong. Taylor Shabusiness, Wisconsin woman decapitated and dismembered lover, police say. Now, this is makeup and angle shot. She is, in fact, that girl.
Cue all the Sims saying, I can save her.
I'll tell you what, 50 pounds less and she wouldn't be bad. Taylor Shabusiness is a Wisconsin woman who lived right down the street from Jez, accused of beheading and dismembering her lover during a drug-fueled sex act, leaving behind a scene reminiscent of a horror movie, police say. She was found with his body parts in a crock pot box after the... I want to write this movie. Honestly, I want to write this movie. You know that I'm the only person on this fucking planet that could write this movie, right?
Right.
It's like the Coen brothers on acid.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yep. With the Cure and 9 Inch Nails playing behind it. You figured it out. He was found with his body parts in a crock pot box after the victim's mother found his head inside a bucket at her house, according to police. The victim has been identified by his family as 25-year-old Shad Therion. That is not his last name. I don't know about first name. We're getting weird these days. Therion is not his last name. There's something weird about these names. And names are getting weird these days.
They sound like either made up or like they're like politicians. Like Mitt Romney or Rick Santorum. Those are not good names.
They sound like Stan Lee's retard son trying to take on his career.
No, actually, Stan had a daughter, so...
It's a hypothetical son, Jez. Jesus Christ.
Okay.
For fuck's sake, man.
We know that if it was the daughter, she wouldn't be able to read anyway. Shabusiness, a 24-year-old Green Bay woman, was charged with first-degree intentional homicide, mutilating a corpse, and third-degree sexual assault, according to police and court records. She's accused of killing Therion on February 22nd, 2022. Gory details of the case emerged in court records released on March 2nd, 2022, when an amended complaint was filed. According to police, Therion and Shabusiness had been engaging in sexual acts in his mother's basement before he was killed. Therion's mother found her son's head in a bucket. Okay, listen. Mothers of the world. If your son ever comes home with a fat gothy chick and says, we're going to the basement, you send her home. Should have known that in the first. If they're going up to his room, leave them alone. If they're going to the basement, you send her home. According to police, Therion and Shabusiness had been... Therion and Shabusiness, that's the name of the movie. Come on. Had been engaging in sexual... How the fuck do you fuck with your mother upstairs? I've never been able to bang with a parent in the house. But then again, my attempting at banging... I was living on my own before that really happened. Therion's mother found her son's head in a bucket that had been covered by a towel and told police Shabiznis was the last person seen with him, according to the complaint. Now look at this guy. I mean, even in this selfie that has nothing to do with this incident, he's got that deer in the headlights look.
Man, you're toast. You're toast. Is he adopted? Is he? Because if he's like a Ginger's stepson, I mean, this joke writes itself.
Bro. Dude, this is that dude. Do you remember that really, I don't know, maybe you didn't have that guy, but do you remember that really fucking nerdy kid with no real personality and no idea of ambition who one day in like high school or college, one day all of a sudden he's into the hardest fucking drugs around and you're like, bro, what are you doing? But he's full on in and thinks he has a personality now.
Yeah, those are basically all the nerds around me. Except they're not so much into drugs; they're into hard sex, because they're banging nerdy chicks that are in like they're this nerd collective that are into anime and manga and shit, and they go to cons and I don't know if that's a thing in the US, but it is here in Spain, and apparently it's like some kind of constant nerd orgy. I don't know why.
The nerds here either go gay or get turned into beta providers, or this guy. When police searched Shabiznis's minivan, they found human body parts, including legs, inside a crockpot box. I hate how they repeat shit, man. This is why I can't be a journalist, because this is what you have to do, I guess. According to the criminal complaint, when she was asked what happened, Shabiznis told police, every time I say her name, I'm like, this is not real. She couldn't remember because she blacked out and said, that's a good question. I mean, her fucking replies are gold. That's a good question. According to court documents, Shabiznis told police she and the victim had been smoking methamphetamine. She called meth the bitch, I guess, and said that is pretty fucked up when told about Therion's head being found at his mother's home, according to the complaint. Shabiznis is being held on $2 million bail at the Brown County Jail, according to online records. It was not immediately clear if she is being represented by an attorney who could comment on her behalf. See, I knew it. Fucking midnight. Jez.
She's a Latina.
What am I, Jez?
You're right.
Oh, no. I mean, that's assumed. I'm a fucking wizard.
You're a wizard, Harry.
Shabiznis, who was born Taylor Denise Coronado, is scheduled to
Latina.
appear. Yeah. Which, the meth problem with Latina is pretty like sad. Don't do meth. Don't ever do meth. Like, ephedrine is great, but you can't get it anymore. Don't do meth. Is scheduled to appear in court on March 22nd, 2022. Online court records show. God, I hope Rackets covers this one. Here's what you need to know about Taylor Denise Shabiznis in the murder. I mean, she put the effort into changing her fucking name to Shabiznis at 24, sometime before that. What? Yeah. And the murder of Shad Therion. Warning, this story contains graphic details. I'm going to pick up the pace on this fucking story. Taylor Shabiznis told...
I want to know what Shad Therion's actual name is.
Good question. I can't believe I left the head, though. Blah, blah, blah. Hang on. Details. Oh, here we go. According to the complaint, they found the head had been severed from the neck and was in a bucket near the stairs down to the basement, the medical examiner said. There was visual evidence of strangulation observed, according to the complaint. Also located in the same bucket was a male organ.
Maybe the penis.
Most certainly the penis. Along with body fluid and 2 knives. Other body parts were found in the basement in other bags, including plastic shopping bags, along with 3 knives, including a bread knife consistent with kitchen knives. Police said in the complaint that the victim's upper torso was found in a storage tote. The torso had numerous rigid cuts. You know what she used? She used that bread knife. She used the bread knife to cut them up.
Yeah. I mean, the amount of patience? Holy shit.
Well, she didn't actually have the patience because she didn't actually finish the job. She fucking
I
her
guess.
meth pipe crashed and she went home and went to bed and left the fucking mess to the mother. She also injected him. I don't know if the article is going to say this. She also injected him with, I think, trazodone. Do you know what trazodone is?
I have no idea.
Like a tranquilizer?
I think it's a benzodiazepine, but it causes priapism.
Oh.
So she killed this motherfucker. She choked him to death with a fucking leash or a collar or a dog, one of those chain dog leashes, dog collars, and then rode his dick for a couple of hours. I'm not joking.
Says here that trazodone is used to treat insomnia and schizophrenia. So I guess it's some kind of tranquilizer.
Midnight, go up. She's not like, I thought you were talking that she was like overweight or obese. She's got that Latina thickness.
No, she's all right. I mean, she needs to lose 10, 15 pounds. But the risk is that you lose the titties.
Yeah.
I'll take the titties. I don't mind. I don't mind some love handles if I get titties in exchange.
Look, without the meth, and like 10 pounds lighter, she's probably not bad. I'm not saying I could save her at all. I can see the crazy on this bitch from 3 miles away, and I would avoid her at all costs. Where are we going? According to the complaint, officers said Shabusiness had dried blood on the front of her hooded sweatshirt and on her sweatpants, and her hands appeared to be smeared with blood as well. When an officer asked Shabusiness stop putting her name in there, if she knew why they were there, she said, because of my warrant for my
Shabusiness.
That is exact. She changed her fucking name to that. Like, dude, that's a pain in the dick, and it costs a couple of bucks.
Don't do meth, kids. You'll end up with names like Shabusiness or Therion.
Therion.
When you do the meth, you get the business. When a detective told Shabusiness they found the victim's head at his mother's home, she replied, "That's pretty fucked up." Absolutely zero remorse. Absolutely zero remorse. So, I mean, what happened is she got herself a meth simp who was her beta meth provider. This article's too long. We're going to do the headlines and be done with it. And they went too far. Shabusiness says she strangled the victim with a chain as part of the sex act, became crazy because of drugs, and continued to perform sexual acts on him after he was dead, according to the complaint. So, Rakeda suggests, and I think that if he's wrong, he's not terribly wrong, that, how do I put this? She was the one doing the pounding. If you get my,
Yeah. I mean, we've seen the guy. We've all seen the guy.
Winkety wonk.
Yeah. That would be the, oh God, this bitch is crazy.
He definitely got that Latino dummy mommy. All right.
Oof. Yeah. Don't do meth, kids.
Wait, what? She kind of looks like Filipina.
She looks a little downsy, to be quite honest. I see a little downsy. Let's finish this up. This bitch is boring me now.
Yeah.
Because it's repeating itself.
Yeah, you can tell they get paid for the word.
Yeah. Shabusiness has previous arrests on charges including freeing and eluding officers, felony bail jumping, possessing drug paraphernalia, resisting an officer, battery on a law enforcement officer, and operating with a suspended license. And
there we go.
Yeah, there you go. There she is. She looks pretty rough, man. Let's see. 4. Shabusiness is married and has a newborn son. Her husband is in jail on unrelated charges, records show. So check that kid for meth. That kid was probably born dependent on meth.
Good luck,
Yeah.
baby.
Wait, so was Shabusiness her husband's name? That's not his real name.
Wait. Wasn't there something go up?
Shabusiness' husband Facebook page calls her Queen Taylor. Jesus Christ, don't do this. Call her Queen Taylor Shabusiness on it. He wrote, I do trust my beautiful wife. I will do anything to protect her. Stay strong, baby boo. I love you. I mean, she's going to be in there longer than you are, bro.
Okay, good thing she did not have custody of her child, but that child is probably a meth baby.
Dude.
Poor thing.
There's like the chances that kid isn't a meth baby are slim and none. To make sure my queen knows that no matter if we're apart or not, that I will do whatever is necessary to get her back next to me. Never will I give up on her, nor will I ever lose confidence in our Shabusiness empire. This is so. You know those black people that always say, I'm an entrepreneur, but they barely have a part-time job? This is that attitude. It's got to stop. This is awful.
But is he black?
I don't know. I'm just, it reminds me of the same idea. It doesn't matter if he's black or not. It's that same attitude of like using words for some sort of emotional effect. Like, you don't have an empire. You're a fucking 2-bit con meth head, and your wife is also a meth head, and your poor fucking infant son is also a meth head. You don't have an empire. You most likely don't even own a home. I don't have an empire either, by the way. But I don't tell people, it's gross, man. Gross. Taylor Shabusiness's last Facebook post was on January 13th, 2022. So she's not like a Facebook freak. She wrote, I mean, that's kind of an upside. She wrote, went off and told an addict, I'll never stop buying you dope so I could sit back and watch you die. Bitches. This bitch is vicious. Yeah, we're finishing this up. And 5, here we go. Shad Therion's family says he was taken from them by what I can only assume is a monster. I mean,
your assumption is right.
Look at this. Do you see this? You see this right here? This is like fucking predictive programming. You see what I'm seeing?
Yes, the black woven choker thingy.
The black, that's like lace, man. This is for chicks, dude.
Yeah. I can see why somebody would argue that he was the one taking the pounding. He's kind of cute. He's like a gerbil or something.
He does look like a gerbil.
Yeah, I want to keep him in a cage and feed him.
Well, I think that was his plan, though.
Yeah.
It didn't work out. Holy shit. This fucking 2022 is a great year, isn't it?
I'm pretty sure that something Grant Morrisonian has happened, and these two are part of a fictional universe, and somehow that the dimensional merger has happened. They have seeped into our universe. This chick called Shabusiness and this guy called Shatherion. They've seeped into our universe and do things that are of this reality.
If you were thinking of naming your son, something like Shad or Sage or some faggy name like that, don't. Okay? Bill.
We already have our name picked out for our son. It's gonna be Ramon Kenshiro Hiram Canales Gallon.
Hiram.
From my great grandpa, the one who stormed the beach at Normandy.
All right, I'll allow it. Omega Art says Jack Kirby is the one who has a son and lives from his father's success. Yeah, I think I kind of know about that. Coca says Cheech Wizard. By the way, Coca, we are watching a Cheech and Chong movie in a limited hangout in about 10 minutes after we end this show, 15 minutes after we end this show. If you would like to join us, say so in chat. We'll figure out some way to get a hold of you and send you an invite to the stream. We're gonna finish up Jez's Twitter.
Right.
The only reason I wasn't even gonna do that fucking story because it's all over the place, but Wisconsin came up and I was like, the Lord is talking to me. This is Lady Spalding. I have no idea who the fuck that is. I have to post this again with a translation in case some people aren't seeing it. Quote, if your child got the mRNA, we have to assume it gave him heart damage until we rule it out. Only then can we clear him for sports. What a staggering thing. Look, it's sad, but if you were dumb enough to get your kids this shot, I'm going to laugh at it. They should take it out on you.
Both of my students got their second jabs.
I don't feel bad for anyone about it anymore. I don't. If you're a kid and your parent forced it into you, I suggest you watch the Menendez brothers documentary.
See, Midnight has empathy. He just doesn't have compassion.
No, I have compassion. I'm just pragmatic, and I believe in problem solving the way that will get them resolved. Coca says, "Yay, send link or else, please." Okay, so I'm on Minds and Gab. We have a way to get in touch with you on Twitter, and there's email. Throw any one of those that you have in chat, and we'll get a link to you. We're gonna do the next one that I have queued up, Jez, and then pick the last one that we're gonna do so we can wrap it up. Okay.
Okay.
Oh, CRP. Fate treats you so. CRP's relationship with fate is just one of the most entertaining things that the world could ever.
Converso.
YouTuber CRP explaining he has to run from the Ukraine because of Bitcoin assassins. He should have known that was coming, though. You know, like, you're a guest in a country. Look, I think it was entertaining, but you're a guest in a country and you were repping against that country while they were getting invaded. You should take a look at how that turns out, historically speaking.
Yeah, you don't see me walking around shouting about like Venezuela or Bolivia or Chile here in Peru.
There are people who claim, and they seem to be in a position to know, that there are Bitcoin assassins.
Okay, so Jez, Coca says that he's following you on Twitter. So once we wrap up the show, you have the invited email. If you wouldn't mind getting the invite link to Imega and Coca, we'll take a short break to wrap up the show.
Coca, DM me. My DMs are open.
There we go. Nice.
And I cannot believe I'm saying this, but there are Bitcoin assassins who apparently are looking for me.
I just want to show you. Okay. This is, now we all know that Midnight is a genius at reading. I am the male Bombard's body language. Okay. I am like fucking Cal Lightman's favorite student who couldn't afford to go to school. Let's see. Let's see if I can get it.
To know that there.
Wait, hang on. Not that place. We're gonna. Okay.
There are people who claim, and
if you only knew how bad things really are. This is Coach Red Pill finally getting it through his head that he's had too much internet.
Yeah. Good one, Mr. Project Mayhem.
To know that there are Bitcoin assassins, and I cannot believe I'm saying this, but there are Bitcoin assassins.
Yeah, how are those toothpicks and gum working for you?
Yeah, this is a toothpick guy, right? Or the matches guy? You wanted to clog the locks with toothpicks and matches and shit?
And like glue. Yep.
Yeah. Oh shit.
Yep. He's so like, this is the first self-awareness that Coach Red Pill may have experienced in years, maybe over a decade, maybe multiple decades, bro.
So I'm going to have to go. And this is a very stressful time.
There were people joking about this. It may or may not be true, but you guys know at this point it's very fucking believable that he may have been fucking killed at the border with Russia.
Oh.
Look, you can only. I'm not gonna feel bad for him. He chose to do what he was doing. If you don't know that that's a risk when you are choosing to walk into a war zone and rep against the country whose war zone it is, I'm not going to feel bad for you, man.
They were even saying that they were showing his videos on Russian TV.
Holy shit, man.
All right, what's the last one we want to do, Jez, and then we'll wrap it up and get that limited hangout.
Evan Donovan.
You got it.
Let's end it on a good note. The best note.
The best note.
Not up to where. Yeah, this is great. This is a white pill, man. Fucking. This is
the
a white.
Greatest white pill.
Absolutely. Ironic that it's a fucking greasy Dago offering it. Canales.
I like to believe that I'm the white pill to you all.
Evan Donovan, who is a I'm not gonna. I hate it when they put the fucking stop. I want to watch it. Midnight stop. Okay. This is Governor Ron DeSantis in Florida.
You do not have to wear those masks. I mean, please take them off. Honestly, it's not doing anything. We got to stop with this COVID theater. So if you want to wear it, fine. But this is ridiculous.
That this is the first man in any sort of like events environment that has had my same attitude toward the event that they were involved in.
All right. Well, it's good to be at USF.
Yeah, he's right. This is fucking ridiculous.
Yeah. And if we had a little bit more time, you see that kid in the back with the hat?
Yeah.
The Viva Frey link explains what happened after that.
All right, let's do it real quick.
About him.
Real quick. Link. Pop that right in there. Uh-oh. Oh. Well, that should be predictable. No. Just go up there. Okay. All right. Psychopath. Not DeSantis, this kid's mother. Justin Schwell will play it. Stop. Just fucking putting the script in the fucking tweet. Say something meaningful about it.
Well, she looks like one.
I'm responsible for him, and I told him to wear that mask. And Governor DeSantis, and he's looking at this adult authority and is telling him, oh, you didn't have to wear the mask.
What was your reaction when you heard the governor tell you and your classmates, remove your masks?
A bit of surprise and shock, more of, okay, this authority.
He said, if you want to wear it, fine. Stop being a victim. Take this fucking hat off. Stop being a victim.
You know what I love? I love the fact that the mother isn't wearing one.
Yeah, isn't that fucking great?
Yeah. I also like at the beginning where when his mom was talking, he's like, oh my God, Mom, shut the fuck up.
I love that we both know the father is nowhere near in the picture. Coca says, I can't send you DMs, Jez. I tweeted a hello.
Okay.
This authority figure is...
He just put a DM in my DM box, so I shall I shall hook you up. I shall hook you up, essay.
Surprise and shock, more of, okay, this authority figure is asking me to do something that I know is probably going to end up being controversial. So
No. You didn't learn the lesson, kid. You were given an opportunity to make your own fucking decision. And We're now getting to see the kind of person your mother raised you to be. Your single mother.
I took mine off.
Did you feel pressure by the governor to do that?
What does my mom want me to say? What does my mom want me to say?
You know he's gonna say no.
She's looking at him like, boy, if you say the wrong thing, I'm gonna whip your ass when we get home.
Yep.
Fucking say it, for fuck's sake.
He's first of all, this kid's fucking dumber than dog shit. He probably shouldn't be out of 4th grade, if not 3rd. He's trying to figure out what answer to fabricate to please at least his mother.
A little. It was more of a pressure of an adult figure asking me to do something, and it's just like, all right, why not?
It's just
that kid has no balls. And if you look at his mother's face, I can tell you where they ended up.
shocking that the governor told these kids, take off your mask. He pretty much said, take off your mask.
A black
Says
woman,
the maskless woman.
A black woman upset that a government figure told her black son that he did not have to do what the government was telling him to do. You dumb bitch. You stupid whore.
It's stupid. And take off your mask. Your parents don't matter. Even though I'm
He never said your parents don't matter. That you arrogant cunt.
Too much
telling
white,
you parents
guys.
matter.
Too much
And he's
white.
telling my minor child to take off his mask. He's putting us at risk.
No, he isn't. You histrionic psychopath. No, he isn't.
So, yeah, I was upset.
No, you're looking for a payout. He wants to make money from this somehow.
You know that kid's gonna end up in a gang when he starts to look for a positive male figure and he doesn't find one, and he longs for that sense of family and brotherhood and shit that he's not gonna get at his home, and he's gonna end up dead with a 9mm bullet encased in his head.
And she's gonna blame everyone but herself.
It's not about the what, man.
All she had to do was say, listen, I want you wearing that mask, and it doesn't matter who tells you to take it off. I'm your mother, and you wear that mask. And that's all. Next time someone says take it off, you say, no, my mom said I have to wear it. And you know what? Nobody would give him a hard time. Top response is, where's her mask? So there is some hope out there. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this may be the last episode of Awful Goodness for a little while. My schedule is about to go insane. We'll find out. We're going to make it up as we go along, but that's nothing new here. Thank you, Jez and Canales, for coming. Do not forget to buy Jez a coffee at www.buymeacoffee.com/Jez Burrito. That's JEZBURRITO. Thank you for coming on Mega Arts and Coca. And thank you anyone who listens to this on the replay. You will not be able to hang out with us for the limited hangout where we watch a Cheech and Chong movie, which will be one of the greatest white pills of the week for us all. Any last words, guys?
Be excellent to each other.
Oh, not bad.
Thank you.
I had to take my shoes in to get the soles changed because I got a huge hole in the bottom of them. So I'm waiting for that.
Excellent last words. Everyone have a nice night. I'm Mega and Coke. I'll see you shortly.
Bye.